Make sure it's good. No slop.
You can count on it.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach. I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes. I can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
You fled from Skalitz. How did you manage that?
Sigismund's army appeared out of nowhere. There were so many of them, not just infantry, but cavalry, too. Those foreign mercenaries with their strange helmets and the souls of beasts.
Heavens above!
We all ran towards the castle for shelter, but they were too fast for us. They slaughtered everyone they caught. They murdered my parents.
God bless you, boy.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
You might be right, my lady. It was terrible and unexpected. I met my friends right next to the Scalit's alehouse. My mates decided to teach.
How foul.
When I'd done all the errands, Father and I always chat in the forge. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep. If only you'd known.
Oh.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon. A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind.
How awful.
And then death descended. The gate to the castle was open. They were carrying the...
I can't even...
I ran to the castle. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I no longer heard any sounds of battle.
No doubt you're...
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole...
Like a valiant...
I'll never forget the horror.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
Oh, you poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding, those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward. Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
I didn't think of that.
Not that I'm
This storm is a sign from God. We should have fled to the woods.
Keep your old wives' tales to yourself.
Talmberg's a strong castle, though. It can handle a siege.
The best thing would be to join forces.
If it's Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst. But don't be...
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Farewell.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions! Who else, Robber?
Sir Ansig! What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzik, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left a storm into the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Rattay now!
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch...
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch on the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid! And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later.
May the Lord watch over you.
Whoa! God be with you.
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to get away?
Fortune smiled on him, that's for certain.
It's just a shame Fortune...
Oh, shit. And you know Sir Radzik?
I wouldn't say I know him. I've seen him a few times. Why do you ask?
He must be a fine lord to take such...
Surely all the lords...
Ah.
About Sir Divish?
Jesus, no. I didn't mean it like that.
I see. What do you think about...
Fortune.
It's just a...
And you know,
I wouldn't say...
he must be a fine...
Surely you're the Lord...
Ah.
About Sir Divish?
Jesus, no. I didn't mean it like that.
I see.
May the Lord watch over you.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against...
I will.
God be with you.
What do you think? Maybe he'll leave.
Maybe, maybe not. Could be he was only out to get Sir Radzig, because he's Wenceslas's hetman. Two birds with one stone.
Reckon we'll see soon.
By the way, I was sorry to hear about your...
Farewell.
Good day to you.
What do you think about this?
I can't imagine how they did it. The more I think about it, when you're on campaign, you keep watch no matter how much it's pissing down.
You only say that because you...
Aye.
Is Sir Robard really...
Tough? Aye. But he's...
I believe it.
Good luck to you.
Good health to you.
What do you... It seems every...
And...
Thank you.
Farewell.
What do you think about that?
I'm glad.
Maybe... Reckon we'll...
By the way, I was...
Farewell.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
To the Bailey battlements! Quickly! We have visitors!
Jesus. We're going to end up like scallops.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents. Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markvart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Did I tell you about that trip? Jesus Christ be praised.
Can you tell me who I can...
Aye, Votava, the pond keeper, is your man. He ought to be by the granary.
What do you think about Sig...
It was a stroke of good luck. I know everyone says how clever. That Sigismund is awful unpredictable. He abducts the king, raids towns, brings foreign mercenaries into the heart of our country. God alone knows what he'll get up to. Farewell.
All our heads will be on spikes. Morning, all our heads will be on spikes.
Good health to you.
Is there someone here?
Votava, if he hadn't already. Take care now.
They do nothing of the sort. Where did you hear that nonsense?
Vilma heard the guards on watch talking about it.
Nobody's going to attack us. Never mind foreign soldiers. We've got nothing to worry about. And we can always come and take shelter here at the castle. Anyway, you said yourself you don't believe a word Vilma says. You're right. So stop working yourself up. Everything. A couple of pieces she made last time. Good day to you. Good luck to you. And he said right away he'll take them. And how much do I want for them?
Well, now.
God be with you. God be with you.
What is it this time? He brought me a hare and said, make something special with it. Oh, picky, is he?
Jesus.
That's putting it mildly.
Farewell.
I can't do it in cream sauce because it gives him gut trouble. He can't.
Can you tell me who I can...
You want Votava, the fellow that fixes the weir at the town.
Oh, I see.
May the Lord watch over you.
Can you think of anything I can do?
Mother of God, may the Lord watch over you.
Just roast it with a bit of lard. Then we'll add some rosemary and juniper. Rosemary? The best thing.
Good day to you.
Is there someone...
Hungry, are you? You should go and see them. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, but he can get you just about anything. I saw him but
That business with...
Aye, that was a good start. Now we need to drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good.
I need to get out of...
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Never mind.
Take care now.
Them with the strange clothes and iron masks on their faces.
Good day to you.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin.
Farewell.
Can we trade?
If you've got the call.
God be with you.
Good morning. Take care.
Wait till I tell you.
Jesus Christ be...
Where did these humans...
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. And believe me, it's always about power.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from...
Were there many?
Indeed, but it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries.
I see.
Listen, lad, these are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
I suppose because it has a
King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague...
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
So, Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind.
Nothing so
My brother goes that way with it.
Mark my words. Everything points to it, can't you see?
won't see him marauding with foreign mercenaries.
Ever since Sigismund conquered Kuttenberg, you can't even trust common pilgrims anymore. There's that many brigands roaming around, you never know.
May the Lord watch over you.
Sir Divish certainly put Sigismund.
You're right there. That's Sir Divish for you.
Can you tell me where I go? What if I...
Best ask. Take care now.
God be with you.
That was a close thing, this.
If you knew Sir Divish like I do, you wouldn't be so concerned. Being imprisoned might have injured his health, but there's no one can rival...
Really?
It's not for nothing he was made the King's Burgrave in Prague a few years back.
If I needed some food...
Who do you think, young man? Me, of course. May the Lord watch over you.
I'd like to buy something.
Of course. Take care.
God be with you. Take care.
Good morning.
Is there someone...
Try Votiver. He's as thin as a starving ham.
Sigismund's visit this morning.
And no mistake. That army of his is enormous. It's a good... Good luck, then.
What was that noise?
Hey, is someone there?
The Lord save.
My lady, I hope you weren't undue.
Well, it was to be expected. Maybe my mind deceives me.
You, my lady?
I fear something bigger and worse will come. That Sigismund is only another...
I would like to ask your assistance.
What's the matter?
I need to get out of the castle.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
My parents are lying in the mud of...
That's terrible. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
If I could just get past...
But you can. If you...
Good thinking. Well, they'll certainly ask...
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujits. To ask the parish priest how the...
That sounds reasonable. And where can I get the arm?
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money, and
How would you? This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. Thank you, my lady. What do you think, my...
Not quite.
Oh.
God bless.
Good luck to you.
God be with you. God be with you.
What was that noise? What the hell was that? No sign of anyone. God knows what it was.